So yeah, so y'all give it up for V for working through the hot flash and and working through all the stuff she's working through. Y'all, these things are we hope these things are blessing y'all because we've been really putting a lot of energy into doing everything and making sure we get these great episodes for y'all, and so that y'all can use them to have better marriages daily. And if you're thinking about being in a relationship to be ready for it when it comes, and if you're in a relationship to be better while you're in it, to cause yourself to ask yourself the questions that you need to ask yourself, when in a relationship.
Right.
Like, am I tripping?
Right.
Like AIT.
Ain't I tripping?
AIT. Am I tripping?
Yeah. Yeah.
AIT. Am I tripping?
Mm-hmm.
Or did you just holler at me?
Right.
Am I tripping, or did I just like snap at you for no reason?
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things. So so today, y'all, oh my God, today I was watching Instagram, and there was this couple, there's this guy, who's the money guy, the Christian money guy. Some reason I don't even follow him.
Ramsey?
Dave Ramsey. So Dave Ramsey had like a radio show thing going on, and somebody called in and they were like, so if you're getting married and I have my money and he has his money, what happens to the money whenever we get married? And what if somebody makes more and than the other one? Because Dave was like, first of all, when you get married, it's y'all's money.
Yes.
And second of all, when you get married and it's y'all's money, it's equal say so. It's not who makes the most money, it's equal say so. He says, for instance, my wife and I have our money together, and she's been a homemaker since day one. He said, but whenever we're gonna spend money, we sit down, we talk, we decide together. And he said, and that's how it works. And if she were to have a job, her money would go in the pile and it would still be our money, and she was ready for a fight. She was like, and a fight come with that. She was ready for a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. He didn't give her one. He was like, nah, it's our money.
Right.
It's our money. So I think a lot of people out there in America who are thinking about getting married and who are married now, and your money is separate. Comment in the comment section. Do y'all have money problems, or is that something that's like a sticking point? Are both of y'all cool with having your own money? Because for me, and we'll talk about it later, what that thing sets it up to be. But whenever we got married, how did you feel about that?
I guess in a way, kind of confused. Because the way I grew up is that everything, all the bills running of the house, that was all paid, of course, but it wasn't, I always heard like them talking about my mother, mostly because she's the one that paid the bills. My daddy gave her the money, she paid the bills, and she worked as well. So I knew that they pooled their money together. I never really heard of them having issues with it, but I think having my own money, I mean, I'd already had my own money, so
that's why I asked you.
Yeah,
that
was kind of. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, but it wasn't. I didn't have the trust either. You know what I'm saying? I didn't trust. I didn't. I had trust issues, so I didn't trust that putting it together would work.
Well, see, that's why I keep at you. You say stuff like they know you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I didn't trust. I was a single parent for 17 years, and
14.
I mean,
we're gonna always have this fight, because after 16 years, our stuff was already commingled at 16 years.
It was
15 and a half. It was already commingled.
Yeah.
No, 16, 14. 14, 15. At 15 years, 15 and a half years, it was already commingled. So anyway, so go ahead. You already had
Yeah, but it wasn't official. It wasn't official. But I lost my train of thought.
See?
Because I
God
was a
don't like
single,
ugly.
because I was a single parent, and I had been having my own money since I was 17. So, you know, having done all that, all of those years, then I was kind of, I don't know. I know people do that, but I don't know if that would be right for us, because I didn't necessarily. I would try it, but I didn't necessarily trust it. I was like, just let me see what happens if we do this, you know? Mm-hmm. So I wasn't necessarily sold on it. And you know that. I wasn't necessarily sold on it.
Took you years.
Yeah, it took me years to be sold on it.
You gave into the process grudgingly.
Right. Yeah, I did.
And
however it happened, it happened.
You gave into the process.
I did.
You gave into the both our money in the same place. Yeah. Now I never knew if you had mad money or not. I don't know. I never figured that out. Never knew if you had that effing money.
I had my personal money that we would both get. You know what I'm saying? I always had a little something, but I wouldn't call it mad money.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm talking about money, money we just take off.
I know. No, I know exactly what you're saying. No, I did not.
Awesome. So we had our money together, and she came from a family that saw that it was together, but she had been single for 14 years when she met me, and then after we got married, when that was a total of 17 years. Which is why she keep bringing up 17, not counting the time where we were two households commingled. But yeah, so she had her money, I had my money. We got together, put it all in the same account, and then the fights ensued about what we gonna do with the money. Who, what I'm doing, what she doing, why I get to, why she don't, and that was a process.
Yeah, it was a process.
That was a process to go through. Mm-hmm. But I can say, in my upbringing, we had all the money was together. My dad and mom's money was together. Dad made more money than mom. Mom didn't work a lot in the beginning, and then she got to the point where she was like, "I'm working. I need my own money," and so she started working, which I ain't mad at her. That way she ain't never got to hear nothing. If she wants to spend some money, she spends some money. She want to go do something, she go do something, Mm-hmm. So that was pretty cool when she did that, but it was still their money. They still had their money together. She just felt like she had more of a say, and that was an old school thing.
With her own money?
In spending. Because, before she just like with you, when I say, you could run me dry because I don't look at the account. Like that. I don't think about it because I trust you and I know you got it. Mm-hmm. It was the same way with him. Mm-hmm. It's just that she never really wanted to go spend a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But I mean, she may have felt like she had to ask him to spend little, like simple money, I don't know. I never understood that, but I know it was because he would exert the money control thing every once in a while.
And that's why she felt she needed to make her own money.
She had to go get her own money.
So she felt that it wasn't theirs, it was his.
Right. But she always knew it was there. Yeah. So she wasn't there struggling and panting because the bills wasn't paid. She ain't gonna make.
No.
So she knew the money was theirs.
When you are not free to lay your hands on money.
She was free to lay her hands on it. She just didn't feel. I can't speak for her, but I'm just saying, for whatever reason, she didn't want to hear him talking about his money on the littlest things and whatnot. And so then she just went and got a job. Yeah. And he didn't want her to have a job, which was even more defiant. I was so proud of my little mama. Mm-hmm. I was so proud of her. I said, go on, mama, do that thing. And so, but anyway, so at the end of the day, though, their money was together. So I did see the money together. And because I always saw myself married and together, I never did want to be single for the rest of my life. That was never my goal. I was always wanting to be in a loving, committed relationship where we could build and be. Mm-hmm. Now the women out there early on tried to convince me that wasn't the way. Because they wasn't trying to hear me, and I kept showing up at the short end of the stick. I was like, oh, so y'all want to make me a bad guy? Well, I'll be a bad guy for a little while, and being a bad guy for a little while was fun. I was never bad, just non-committal.
Right. Okay. That kind of bad guy.
That kind of
because there are different Definitions for
Bad
bad guy.
guy as in
Let them know.
I was very free with my love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very free with my love. So, it was a great time. But at the end of the day, I always was desirous of having that one person. But I also understood, because of my upbringing, the house that I was raised in, that I wanted that to be my final. When I made the decision, I wanted it to be it. And so that's probably what took me so long to make that commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if y'all go back and listen to prior episodes, I think I explained that I had left from your house one day, and on the way back home, I heard the audible voice of God say, "You've passed up your wife many a time. Are you going to pass this one up too?" And I was fully aware what that meant. I was fully aware that, you were wifey material. And it was just me, because I had just gotten out of a relationship that I'd been in for a couple of, like 2.5 years, something like 3 years. No, more than that. Yeah, for a minute. For a minute. And I was like, nah, I got some oats to sow.
Yeah.
And I heard the voice, and I was like, ooh. Because, at the end of the day, that's always been my desire, to be committed. And that's why we're doing this. One of the reasons we're doing this podcast, because we didn't have that kind of information.
We did not.
We didn't have that kind of resource. Churches, they do stuff, but they don't
It's
really
great,
do it.
but because it's in the confines of the church, I think, or under the church umbrella, they don't really seem to get down to like the root of people's issues. They don't feel like they can't be free with that. And we've been to several.
Yeah, but there was some that happened in church situations that were good, but you just have to travel so far to get to them.
Yeah, but I'm saying available to us like here.
But yes. I mean, yes, very few churches will go into the nitty gritty.
Right.
And do what they need to do to make sure those relationships work. And that's really a shame. Adjust your mic. That's really a shame, because we're the people who are in the church and people who are, really solid and married and want to be married for real. And, they're supposed to be, happy. They're supposed to be in great situations. And too many times we don't equip them for that. So we said, you know what? We don't want to be a part of the church. We don't want this to be a part of the church, because we don't want the church trying to tell us what we can and can't say.
Exactly.
And so we jumped out to do this and it's already helping people. It's already helping people. So we didn't have this, and we're doing it. Sorry, I went on a side note. And the church is just one area of this world that people are dealing with. But at the end of the day, like we said, you need to have some kind of higher power in your relationship that you allow into your relationship to be the referee / third party / am I tripping? To go to your power and be like, am I tripping? Because no matter what that way of life is, if you study it, it will tell you to basically love your neighbor as yourself, to treat people like you want to be treated. And so when you base it on that model, 9 times out of 10, you can answer your question. But if you don't have that third party, that third way, that way of life, that religion, that's that way of life, then you're just about you and your id, and your ego, and what is all about you.
And you will clash.
You will clash hard.
Clash.
All the ashes.
Clash, with your spouse, with your partner. And that's real. That's the truth.
Yeah, because we tell people all the time. We used to tell them all the time whenever they come and ask us, y'all got such a perfect relationship. Oh my God, y'all.
Goals.
Yeah, yes, relationship goals. And I'm like, well, you don't
know our story. You don't know the story.
I said, well, if it wasn't for God, we'd be divorced. If it wasn't the fact that we're both saved, sanctified, for real.
Right. We'll be divorced.
Because we'd be fleshy. We'd be about ourselves.
Yeah.
And so whenever she would do what she did, and when I would do what I did, it'd be like bang, 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 and it'd be like, you know what? Peace. That would have happened.
That is what flesh would want to do.
That's what flesh wants to do. The flesh wants to get out of there and go to
it's uncomfortable.
Go to a place that's comfortable. But I can tell you this: there is no place where you are comfortable, where you are growing.
That's true.
There's no place where you are coasting. that you are moving forward.
No.
Because once there is no such thing as coast. Because once you take your foot off the accelerator, you are slowing down. It may take years before you slow down to a drag. Well,
Before you even notice you've been slowing down.
Come on, Holy Spirit, check this out.
Yeah.
You have got to, I'm going to talk to my camera. You have got to be married on purpose. You can't just be married every day and not pour into that and not think about that marriage, not think about that partner and not try to pour into that partner. Because if you don't, basically you've taken your foot off the accelerator. And taking your foot off the accelerator will cause y'all's relationship to slow down and get to the point to where, you remember what happened with COVID? Remember COVID? Like 8 months into COVID?
Mm-hmm.
And then like a year into COVID, all these people start getting divorced.
Yes.
And then like 2 years later, there's a whole bunch of people divorced,
Right.
separated and stuff like that. Because they had their foot off the accelerator. They were coasting. And coasting is
All
fine.
along, they're coasting all along, but they were exposed.
Coasting
The
is
relationships
fine
got exposed.
until
Yeah.
you realize you're coasting.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens because something happens between you and you go, oh, I don't even know you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like you. Whoever this person is now. How did we get here? You got there because you were coasting. You wasn't paying attention. You wasn't minding the business. You weren't minding it. And so you got to really pay attention to that, which goes back to the money. Money is it's the love of money is the root of all evil, but money is a great tool. You got to have it. Money answereth all things. You know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I saw, money together, and I also had did research and listened to people who had been married. And I understood that if we had separate money, that meant we were separated already.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To me.
I believe that. Yeah.
Now, there are people who have very successful marriages whose money is not together.
Mm-hmm. But we're talking about the two of us.
We're talking about us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
that I don't, looking back, I don't see that happening. I don't see it ending well, really.
Why?
Because having that kind of life to me gives room for secrets.
Come on.
Really, people, I know people who have gotten in trouble behind that, having those kinds of secrets, spending too much, not
no accountability.
No accountability. I'm sorry. And they were able to do that for a while, but they got exposed. Something went down. Some kind of event happened where they had to look at they needed finances and had to look at it, and then they they were blown out the water.
They found out one person don't save, they just spend.
All they do is spend.
Had nothing. All I do is spend. No matter what. And then the bills come up and they stay there.
Or things were not being taken care of.
Wow.
Important things.
Yeah. Oh, that person wasn't paying the bill.
They weren't paying.
That they were supposed to be paying.
Mm-hmm.
They were just spending money and calling and getting extensions and
they were able to hide it for a while.
Wow.
Just spending money on all kind of all kinds of things, just foolish things. Shoes, clothes, whatever. They were doing
things
their own thing, right? They were doing their own thing.
Yeah. So the thing we want to let y'all know is that when your money is not together, it's possible to be successful having it separate.
Mm-hmm.
But the way we operate, like we have a doctor friend who's like, we went and got our blood work done, and he checked mine, and my cholesterol was like 120 or 118 something. It was low. It was low compared to like whatever middle and concerning cholesterol is.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, you know what, man, I haven't found a good use for bad cholesterol yet. And I've been in this medical field for a long time. He said, so, I would rather try to get that down to as close to zero as possible, because it doesn't give a warning. It just happens. And when it happens, you got to deal with it, and you don't know how far it goes, how deep it goes, you know, how much
Until
else it's
there
affecting.
is an event.
Until there's
then
an
it's
event.
too late.
And then it's too late.
Yeah.
So I see money being together as the same thing. Because if it's not together, then that's one thing that's separate between you.
Right.
And when you get married in the biblical sense of the word, when you get married, everything comes together and you're one. So we don't say my money anymore.
We do not.
We don't say my money anymore. We say our money.
Our money.
Our money. It's if you change your mind, you change your life. And if you change what you say, you can change how you think and how you feel. And then once you do that, then your life has changed.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? So just make that change. It's our money. Like
because in marriage, we are responsible.
In marriage, we are responsible because in the world sense of it, that legal contract, you know, no matter what happens, they can come after your spouse for what you did.
Right.
So it's we.
It's we.
Whether you want to believe we or not, it's we. It's us. We, us, they, them. That's your marriage pronouns. We, us, they, them. There is no singular in marriage.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Because they are coming, those people are coming for us.
The people coming in your life, they're coming for everything you got. And because you married, it's all there, right? And so you don't want to have separation because, you know, then all kinds of things can get in there and come between you. And finances can be a situation where we're arguing about stuff because, you know, I don't know. I just think it's just so much better and easier if it's together.
Yeah.
So we say our. So we have 2 cars.
Right.
Right. Funny story on that. So we have a newer. Neither one of them are new.
Yeah, neither one.
Neither one of them. We bought them both and we paid them off, and we love not having a car note.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
You know, we eventually have to get one,
Yes.
but you know, right now we don't.
We don't.
We have pled the blood of Jesus over them cars.
Oh, yes,
It's like,
indeed.
run.
That's
run.
right. Driving until the wheels fall off.
Yep.
Yes.
And so the newer one, right? Everybody in the family calls that my car. And I'm embarrassed. I'm shamed. I'm from Louisiana. We call it, I'm shamed. I'm so shamed. And I'm shamed because this one will hop in the old car and roll out. Right? And I'm like, why do you do that? And she says, because I don't want to.
Because number one, I don't want to go through all of those many things I have to do to get the newer car. My height for me to drive it. I have to switch keys. I have to pull seats up. I mean, up and down, and mirrors. I have to do all that. And most times, I do not feel like doing that. So I jump in the older car that has like 360 something thousand miles on it.
Hyundai Sonata. A 09 Hyundai Sonata.
Yes.
Shout us out, Hyundai. If you want to sponsor it, let us know.
Let us know.
We got you. Because that car we've done nothing but change the oil and the tires and the brakes.
Transmission fluid.
That's it. No problems. But anyway, so she hops into that car. And so, like, especially if we're going like to a family function, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know how it looks because I know what I'll be saying about people. Be like, man, that boy wrong for that.
But sometimes
What?
You leave before me, and whichever car you didn't take, that's the one I jump in.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna get in the big one. I'm not gonna get in the small one.
And that's why they say, "Oh, here goes Sean."
No, don't even play that. Don't even play like that. That is not why.
Because you will automatically jump in that car.
But that's not why.
You just said that.
I do jump in it.
Why?
But
tell us why.
Why I jump in?
Why you jump in that one? If I'm still home. Why?
Oh yeah, like if you home and you ain't going nowhere, I'm gonna jump in.
No. We're going to the same family function. Why do you jump in that car instead of the other one?
Because you said you don't like it.
No. Okay.
You said,
I said I don't like it. But sometimes you can be like, she said she don't like it, but she gonna drive it today.
When I remember,
Yeah,
when I
but you
remember, I
don't
do.
remember because you're so used to
But
doing
she-
it.
but very rarely
It's
do you-
habit.
But she told that like that happens all the time.
No.
Very rarely does she go somewhere without me
Yeah.
to a family function.
But it's funny because
Very
they're the
rare.
ones that's looking at you. They're not looking at me.
Right.
They're like, man,
They're like, man,
Sean
Sean be-
Lemon, that's
Sean be doing Vanessa wrong. And I'd be like, y'all.
to the point that they've told you about it. Be
Yes.
like, bruh, that is your car. Every time we see you, you're pulling up in that car.
The
That's
little
not,
ones.
yeah.
The little ones.
Yeah.
Why you got Miss Vanessa riding the old car, dog? I'm like, man, I can't even explain it to y'all. She don't want it. Yeah, whatever, man. Sure, she
They
doesn't want
don't
to drive it.
believe him.
Sure, she doesn't
They
want to drive
don't
it.
believe him. All they know is that he's allowing his wife to drive the old car and he's rolling in the newer one.
Man, I just be like, you making me shame. Drive the car, lady. You know what I'm saying? Because and then she gets out to go to the gym in the morning. She don't hop in the blue. She hops
That's
in the
too
Bronco.
much for me to do.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I'm just going to the gym and back.
We just talking about how
Now,
we
okay,
have our
okay. Since today is the day before I leave to go visit my parents,
yeah.
Tomorrow I'm taking the other car.
Of course you are.
Okay, I'm gonna
mean-
tell you in front of. I'm just gonna tell you in front of the people.
She did that to me too. Her sisters was here. She said, "Hey, can I take the blue car?" I was like,
And I didn't mean it like that. I meant, I should have said, "Are you going somewhere?" Because I'm going to take the other car.
she said,
I did.
She
I
said,
remember that.
Can I? Now most guys have been like, yeah, baby, you can take it. But I'm like, no.
I didn't
baby.
even
I'm
realize
like,
that.
You making it look
I
like
didn't
I
realize
say you
that
can't drive
at
this
all.
car.
I didn't realize that at
Oh,
all
man,
because we do. We do.
Y'all, she be putting me out there, man. I was like, I looked at it, I went, really?
And I told him, I was like,
She's like, what you
I
talking about?
love
What you mean?
I love the drive of the Sonata.
Yeah.
I love the drive. I love that it, I've been driving it since
It's
2009.
Yeah, she drove it to work every day back
Every
and forth.
day,
So
back
she's
and
really
forth.
comfortable
I'm
with
really
it.
comfortable.
The Impala's bigger.
Yeah.
And so a little less comfortable with that. I mean, I get it, but I'm just saying it just don't look good.
It doesn't. But
I mean, I've been home for a whole week in the studio working.
I never
and
think
that
about
car,
it.
That car never leave the drive.
I never think about it.
I mean, I'd be like, bro, come on, really? Seriously? In front of her whole family. Hey, can I take I was like, first of all, who are you? First of all.
Who are you saying, can I?
First of all, who are you? Second of all, where's that energy when nobody's in the house?
Well, that's because I had more people with me.
I was like, whatever, man. Just made me just, you know what I'm saying? God, man. But anyway, so we say all that to say. That was a funny story about how, the my and our, it's our car.
It is.
No one is putting any kind of chains on anybody else. We just gravitated towards the ones we're more comfortable in. And but our money is together. And because our money is together, we have been able to monitor things. Like I said, we give our tithes, and because we give our tithes, we believe that we've been able to. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, she does the money. She can show you on paper why it didn't look like it was supposed to work. But there have been many years at the end of that
it didn't.
at
The
end of
math
that
wasn't
month.
mathing
At the end of that month, the math wasn't mathing. But no,
at all.
we got
But God.
no red letters, no red letters, no
Our
red letters.
phones were not blowing us up.
Never got them texts talking about you have
Nope.
2 more days to pay this bill,
Nope.
or you will lose
Never.
service until you do.
Never.
We never got any of those things. And it's number one, it's because we were together, we were in agreement about our finances, and we gave our tithes. But we were good stewards of it. We took care of it.
Exactly.
We took care of it. There were no secrets, and then after we had our little thing that we told y'all about when when she was stealing my money, and we had the conversation from that point on, we have not had. Matter of fact, yes, we can tell you we did it where we were together grudgingly,
Yes. At first.
and it wasn't working because she was still operating like it was hers and mine,
Right.
and paying her bills and not paying mine.
Did that.
And so it was just like, it didn't work. And then once we got all our stuff together,
It became a whole lot easier.
it was a whole lot easier.
Whole lot easier.
And-
And it didn't give room. It didn't give room for the enemy to come in and separate us. And, we weren't fighting behind that, not fighting, but having disagreements about it.
Heated fellowship.
Heated fellowship, yeah. We just had, there wasn't any reason to argue about money. You know, it came in, it comes into one account. Now, we're not saying that you don't have like a savings account, things like that you just put money off to the side. But we're saying that the running of the house, especially, that all needs to come together, because we even decide, you know, what monies we put in savings.
Yep.
You know, but just the running of the house, most of your money will go into the running of the house.
Yeah. So one thing we can give you a quick and easy thing on the way out. So what we do is we've sat down and set a budget. Mm-hmm. And when we say set a budget, we don't really have like a budget like we have this much money. The budget is because my money is subjective. Mm-hmm. You know, she's retired. Hey, go retirees. She's retired, so she got a guaranteed amount of money coming in set. My money goes up and down and up and down and up and down. And we're believing for the money to keep going up and up and up.
Amen. Amen.
But at the end of the day, no matter how much money we have going up, we have allotted 10% of gross for tithes. Mm-hmm. We have allotted 10%. We still doing 10%? See, I don't even know.
10% of what?
For us to go to savings. Sometimes. Depends on
sometimes
how we look.
More. Just
depends on if we're on here
or
right here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and then we take how much we get for personal money? Or you going subjective or what?
Subjective mostly, but there are times where it's like 10%. You know, 10% for anytime personal money we call.
Yeah, so y'all can do this. Anytime a dollar comes in, 10% will go to tithes, 10% will go to savings.
Personal.
Up to 10% will go to personal.
Yeah.
So that's 30% that's gone, right? Now we got 70% for bills and everything else. So we'll take and you need to figure out how much your bills are of your monthly expenses. You know, do your monthly income that's coming in, do your bills outgoing that's going out, and then see how that relates to what you have coming in, and then what you have left over. Now that is what you can use for projects and stuff like that. You can then add more to savings. Yeah. You can use that for purchases. You can use that to save up for, you know, bigger purchases that you want later on. But for the most part, that's how we do it. We take that 30%. The 20% is the 10% is non-negotiable. The savings 10%, it's usually non-negotiable.
Depends, yeah.
The personal money is negotiable. Depends.
And with that, we spend it on whatever we want to spend it on.
Yes,
no questions.
Personal money, questions asked. Personal money, that's just what you get. If you want to burn it, you can do it. But the deal with the personal money is once you've gotten and spent your personal money, you're out until the next increase. Like there's no run to the ATM. There's no, you know,
not for personal, not for little things that you want, little knickknacks and stuff that you want.
Strictly personal.
You're gonna have to wait until the increase comes in.
Yeah.
For either he, you know, Sean or me.
Yeah. So the 10%, and then whenever we have good times, that number of 10 could go up to 15. If the money goes 20, big and we're not taking too much in bills,
should be 15, 20%.
It can go to 15, 20% sometimes because you're still stacking a lot of money and you still got a lot of money that you're putting in for savings and investments and whatnot. But once you get that personal money, like there was one point where I had a nice fat envelope, and you put it in an envelope. We call it an envelope. You put it in your envelope.
Yeah.
Right, like the mofo. It's in my envelope. Put it in my envelope. So it's in the envelope, and it says personal money, and it's wherever you want to leave and stick it. And see, I forget about it. I just forget. And she just steady putting money in there, and then I'll remember about it, you know, and go in
months later,
and be
months later.
I'll be like, I'm rich. if we had
making
a poll,
it rain.
If we had a poll, you get all this.
Making it rain. With the PM.
Yeah, with the personal money. So that's the easiest way to start on a budget. And you can go and check out Dave Ramsey and all these other people who are budget experts who can give you more specifics. But that's the simple way. Figure out how much of your bills take up what percentage of your money, and you set that money aside. This is what we got for bills. Now, as your money increases, then you can decrease that percentage to take care of your bills. But for the most part, you keep that right there. And then the rest of the money you have left over, you can figure out what you want to do with that, with home improvements and whatnot. do all that. But your 10% tithe. Now, if you're not living the Christ-like way, that 10% still is applicable because the laws are universal. If you notice all these people who are like the billionaires and stuff like that, they're not living quote unquote. They're not saying that they're living a Christ-like life, but they give so much that they can't help but receive.
Yeah, they live by the principles.
It's a universal principle. You give, and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give unto your bosom. They do all that giving, and they can't stop making money. Jeff Bezos gave whatchamacallit, about $100 million.
Jones.
Jones.
Van
Jones, to just do good in the world. He gave him $100 million. Just go do good. And you wonder why he's a billionaire. Now, granted, this is not an endorsement of him or none of that. Because
just an example.
Because we don't know. Somebody could be like, well, you know how he got. No.
We're talking about the principle.
The fact that this household has Amazon packages coming almost every day. And I know there are households all over America who have Amazon packages coming. You know what I'm saying? The man is blessed. His first wife is blessed. And she's giving it away. And so she's going to keep on getting money. Everything she does is going to be blessed. So at the end of the day, y'all, put your money together and then have a plan for your money. Don't just have it because it's like coasting. It'll go all well until one day it don't. And when it don't, it's kind of too late to try to start figuring it out. You're going to be in a hole that you're going to have to dig yourself out of. We've been there as well. Yeah. We've been there as well. So figure out how you want, come up with your own personal budget. Keep your money together. That way you don't have anything to come between you as a couple. Again, this is only for married people. If you're not married, I wish I would put my money with somebody else like that before we have a legal contract saying we together and a spiritual contract to say that you're not going to really take advantage of me. And if you do, we have legal recourse now because we're married. Jesus.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But anyway, if you're married, put your money together. Talk about it. See if y'all can deal with it. And if you're really, really against it, try having an account that you both pour money into. But at the end of the day, if your money is separate, the person who has more money to put in is going to feel a way about that money. They're going to feel like they have more say-so about with that money. It's going to come up. It's going because
pretty much it's human nature, I guess.
It is.
But you will have those. Maybe so.
So just remember, change your language and call it our money. It's our. Everything that you acquired during marriage is our.
One thing I want to add is that budget also helps the person who is not as disciplined as the other one.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah. Because, there's money in the savings. I would spend it on the business. I'd be constantly spending it on it. I would save it to buy some new equipment. I would save it to to go on another thing, to do another thing, to make more money, or to buy property and whatnot. But she's big on the saving, so that
and it helps. It works.
It does work, and it helps, and I'm glad because it's a compliment. One compliments the other. So this one was about money. Do you put it together or don't you? We say you should.
Yes.
We say yes. We say yes to the combination because it gives too much room for separation if you don't. Now, don't be sending them letters talking about, got with the wrong one and they took me for everything. I see.
You have to use wisdom.
We had that episode earlier too. You know who these people are before you marry them. So don't act all
the red flags.
Red flags.
Yeah, we have one that's about maybe 3 episodes.
2 or 3 episodes ago.
2 or 3 episodes ago about red flags.
That's just we talk about red flags the whole time. So yes, money together. We want to keep these things a little more focused. We're doing better. I didn't say as much as I usually do. So you heard that?
Yeah.
I didn't say So yeah, man. We're gonna end this one up. So I did just because I said it's like when they say don't think of the color blue and all you can see is blue. That's where we at. That's where we at. So anyway, this has been I did so well. I did so well the whole time because I made it a point because I listened to it as I'm editing these things and I hear myself saying, and I don't like that. So this has been Better Marriage Daily, where we show you how to love each other in spite of each other. We give you tips on how to love each other in spite of each other so that you can have a better marriage daily. I'm Sean.
And I'm V.
And we'll holler at you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let everybody know what's going on.
Yes.
And if you would like to be at an in-person event, let us know in the comments. And we got something working up for you. All right? We'll holler.
Baby, I'm gonna take my time.